This is going to be a fun experiment. I'm in the AWCA gym, and we're going to test the different lighting effects. Lighting, audio. We are in the AWCA gym. Our gym is 44 feet long by 16 feet tall by 24 feet wide. The camera is in default mode. There's no external anything. No lighting is on. Even our overhead lighting is off. The only light coming into the room right now, into our gym, is through an overhead light that's connected to the primary door. The sound is probably very echoey because of the size of the gym. So we're just going to go through a few things. I'm going to turn on some lights one at a time, see what it looks like. I'm going to connect the external microphone one at a time and see what it looks like, and just to see what's the best way to light our shots and take you along for the ride. This is actually my experiment. We have so many different lights, so many different options, so I'm going to take you with me as we find out the best way to light our shots. Now the first thing I wanted to see is a lapel microphone. I have a UHF wireless system, and it's connected to the lapel microphone. Now you know I prefer the earpiece that's in. It just has a better quality, and because we do action shots and I'm doing a lot of moving around, I prefer the quality of the earpiece microphone, or the clip-on the ear microphone. But this is a standard lapel microphone. Now, with this particular unit, I have to adjust the volume quite a bit. So there's also a lot of gain, a lot of staticky noise that I don't prefer. So this is the first test with the lapel microphone. The same UHF system, but now I have the earpiece microphone. As I said, I prefer this because the microphone is right on you. We don't have a lot of equipment where there's boom microphones and things sitting over, and that's probably one of the best, but you do with what you have. I prefer this kind of unit. It allows me to move around as I do presentations, as we do our action shots, and we move things around. So this is our second audio test, and now with the same UHF transmitter and receiver. It's a wireless system. This is our second audio test using the earpiece microphone. This is how I normally do shots. Generally, the only lights that are on right now are the overhead lights. So one of the things I wanted to do was to see, when you have 12 fluorescent lights on, what does that do to the shot? Where are the angles? Where are the shadows? There are no external lights on. The onboard camera light is not on. The only thing on are the ceiling lights. So this is our first lighting test. Now we start to have fun. The overhead lights are off, but the key light is on. We're going to go for a progressive, step-by-step lighting action to see what works best. So right now, just the key light is on. We're going to turn on a fill light, then another fill light. We're going to use reflectors, but for right now, the primary key light is on. Our first fill light was just turned on. So we have a key light, and we have a softbox fill light. The key light is approximately 6 feet at a 45-degree angle just behind the camera, and the fill light is approximately 8 feet off on the side. It's a softbox. What I like about that is we have the primary light that puts a direct light on me. Then we have the fill light that puts just a little bit of contrast in it. We're looking for a three-dimensional look rather than just shining a light. So this is our second or our third lighting experiment. Our next lighting experiment added another fill light. So we have a key light, the primary fill light, then we have another fill light off onto the side. These are, the key light does not have a cover. The two fill lights do have a cover. Those are soft boxes. The next experiment took the additional soft box, and instead of shining right on me, I've pushed it back about a foot and turned it more towards the wall. It eliminates a little bit of the shadow, not a whole lot, but it also takes out that stark light. So far this is my favorite look. We have the key light, we have a fill light, and then the other fill light, the other soft box, is a little bit angled towards the wall, so it's not so stark and like right on you. As our last experiment, all I did was turn on the camera's onboard light. Sometimes those lights are good, sometimes not. It depends on the shot. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. It depends on how much light you have. you use what you have available. We have quite a bit of things available. One of the experiments that we haven't done, because we don't have it set up yet, is an overhead light that it's called a hair light. Not for me, but technically it's called a hair light. And it just shines on top and kind of pulls you out of your background. Now, what I would prefer to do is focus the camera just on me so that I stay in focus and the background is just a little bit out of focus. That pulls me out of the background and puts the focus really on me. That's the way it should be done. Our gym is not wide enough, so we don't do a focus. I just leave it on autofocus. And that's one of the things we do because that's the space we're limited in. I could put it on one end of the gym and have 44 feet worth of working space, but we like to contain everything in here because of our equipment and the things that happen. We have to set up quickly and break down quickly because of class and just things going on. So that is our experiment. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment. There's a lot of things that we're working on, and we're just really getting more into different lighting and getting into the best shots that we can versus just turning on the lights and going. So be sure to comment. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for going along on this journey, and I'll see you next time.